Welcome to another educational lecture on YouTube. In this video I'm going to be talking about a hot topic which catches a lot of men off guard. This video is specific to those men that actually train really fucking hard, but they still cannot seem to lose body fat. So my promise to you in this video, by the end of this video, you will understand why this happens and you will have some solutions to solve these issues. For those of you that have just jumped onto the channel, welcome. My name is Paul Green and I am a former British paratrooper, PTI, and a Special Forces Support Group operator. In my time over the past decade, I've trained thousands of elite men across defence, including those in the RAF, the Royal Marines and the Parachute Regiment. So this is my programme, this is the longevity programme, and I train men over the age of 40. Crustier, the better. And this is the world's only exclusive strength and conditioning service for men over the age of 40, increasing their mobility, increasing their strength, injury preventative strength training, improving power and improving speed. But let's not get caught up on the longevity program. Let's just go on to the next thing. So let's just understand what the hell fat is before we progress onto the video and the solutions. I'm just going to put my head down here somewhere. All right. Fat is just energy. Your body is fucking pretty complex, right? And it's pretty amazing. Fat isn't bad. Fat's just energy. And your body is going, okay, you want to eat that much food? Well, I'm just going to store it for later because you might use it later on. And as you can see by the pictures, you know, do you fall into any of these? Yay, stoppage. 25%, 30, 35. There's not much difference between these, but yeah, it's just energy. And it all comes down to calories in, calories out. But a few buzzwords that get thrown around the fitness industry is surplus, maintenance and deficit. Surplus is the term that's used when somebody is eating more calories than they are burning. A lot of people do this when they have high performance related goals. They will typically eat a little bit more than their body actually burns during the day, a little bit more to ensure that they can hit maximum performance in training sessions. But where people typically get this wrong is they overdo this and then they just get really fat and really out of shape. Maintenance is the amount of calories in which you need to just maintain your current tasks, whether that's training, work, family life. That is your maintenance calories. And if you were to stick at maintenance, you wouldn't gain any weight, you wouldn't lose any weight. You would just simply stay where you are. And then we've got calorie deficit, which is where you eat less than you burn in order to burn off and tap into some of them fat stores which are on your body. Where people typically get this wrong in the fitness industry is they massively undercut their maintenance calories in order to achieve a quick win, quick fat loss results. It's not sustainable. It's stupid. And counting calories puts people off straight away anyway, and I never advise people to count calories. I just say eat this food. So those that are on the longevity program they just get told to eat the food that I tell them to eat. There's your meals, crack on. So that's calories in, calories out. It needs to be understood, and straight away count your calories or follow a meal plan. To understand why training hard may be counterintuitive, you need to have a little bit of an appreciation of the energy systems. And basically, whatever demands you place on your body will decide which energy system is best suited for that task, that need. So I'll just read off the slide. The duration/intensity of our training sessions, or whatever we're doing in that day, dictates which energy system the body uses in order to replenish our body's energy currency. I'm not going to get nitty-gritty with this. I'm going to keep it really simple. The body's energy currency is something called ATP. Every time an ATP molecule is broken down, it is resynthesized by a bunch of complex chemical reactions in the body, which are dictated by duration and intensity of that thing. And these are, before you switch the video off, this is actually pretty straightforward. I just need you to understand energy systems, right? Because if you train hard and you're trying to lose weight, this is where the light bulb moment will occur. So a couple of buzzwords here, right? You've got oxygen is the main energy source. We've got glycolytic and oxygen, which means carbs and oxygen. We've got just carbs, which is glycolytic. And then we've got something else, which is anaerobic, which is without oxygen. Phosphagen system, which is your body using creatine to produce maximal intensity, powerful contractions over an extremely short space of time. As you can see, the appropriate percentage of maximum power on the left-hand side. And look at the intensities here. So let's just go off the maximum intensity. We've got oxidative, which is aerobic, 35%. And now you're watching YouTube. I'm delivering a lecture on YouTube. We are probably both sat fully comfortable in the oxidative or aerobic energy system at the moment. Now, if I said to you, right, stand up and do 5 jump squats, it'd instantly go into phosphagen. And then you'd start falling down this scale until you're back in that oxidative state again. Typically, what people do is they do this. They go for a run, they train, and they will burn glycogen, because the more intensity and the longer duration your training sessions are, the more glycogen you burn. Glycogen is broken down glucose. Glucose is broken down carbohydrates. What do you think happens when you are training and you are using a glycolytic energy system? What do you think happens to your hunger levels after you have, used your glycolytic energy systems? The point that I'm making is, if we calmed it down, we would get less hungry. If we're on a weight management plan and our goal is to lose a little bit of body weight, and we push it too much because we're a little bit excited, we will burn carbs, and our body will want them carbs to be replenished. So our body will want more food. Being hungry is counterintuitive to losing body fat. Do you know what I'm saying? So most men, if this is you, put it in the comments below. Let's have a conversation about it. Let's have a little bit of a laugh. So straight away, most men get it wrong. And look, we're humans. We are men. We're masculine. We're logical. However, we're humans. Do you know what I mean? And it usually comes down to some form of emotional behaviour. But when we do have a weight loss endeavour, typically we massively undercut. We might just make a rule up in our head and it'll be like, let's just eat salads, 4 times a day, and eat loads of fruit and veg. And typically it's a loose rule, like, for example, no carbs. Which when you actually do the numbers, when you do an actual a calorie calculator, they give you a prediction on what calories you should be eating based off your height, your muscle mass, your predicted muscle mass for your height, and the activity that you do in the day. So you've got a predicted number there. It's not the be all and end all, but there is ways you can figure out how to make that more accurate as you then train and you make slight adjustments. So you can kind of figure it out with a little bit of trial and error. But typically what happens is people eat too little, train too hard, and their body ends up using what is available to them, and your body actually starts to use muscle as energy. The reason this happens is because if you're eating too little, for example, one of the most common things in the fitness industry people do is that they will cut out carbs. If you cut out carbs, your body needs them carbs from somewhere. Now, let's say, for example, your muscles don't have any more carbs in because you're on a carb-restricted diet. I don't know whether you knew this, but your body can actually convert protein into glucose. If the body has no carbs in it, but it has muscle, your body will actually burn its own muscle in order to fuel this carbohydrate requirement in order to replenish the ATP through the glycolytic energy systems. And I know I've said a couple of buzzwords there, it's probably confused the living daylight out of you, but all I'm saying is on the longevity program, right, we do not eat too little. We eat slightly under maintenance in order to achieve a sustainable, long-term weight loss goal, if that's the case. Yes, we train hard. However, the cardio training isn't hard at all. And this never happens because there's always enough carbohydrates in the body to fuel our training sessions. But like I say, emotional behaviour, where most men get it wrong, is, like I say, outbursts of eating because they are so hungry. If you go for a run, you're on a fat loss mission and you've got your tunes blasting and your favourite song comes on and the weather's nice and you see that hill that you love running up and you think, right, I'm going to send it up this hill this time. You're gonna go up into the energy systems. You're gonna burn more glycogen. You don't have to burn glycogen and carbohydrates when you are doing your fat loss cardio training. If you calmed it down and stayed extremely disciplined, you would achieve more fat loss and less hunger working at a lower intensity. And obviously, 3 or 4 weeks of this results in these excuses: genetics, age, family, and they just give up and crumble. It's like a bull in a china shop type of approach. There's a lot of knowledge out there nowadays. You're blessed, to be honest, to have people like me. There's a lot of other people on YouTube saying this information. And imagine having somebody telling you that if you trained less intensely, you'd actually get more fat loss out of your training sessions. It's kind of hard to believe. But what you have to do is you have to up the volume of that cardio training. So the solution, number one, comes down to preparation. It requires a disciplined approach. You need to just figure out the numbers. So preparation. You need to work out what your maintenance is. You need to work out what your surplus calories is or your deficit. Whatever your weight management plan or goal is. I've got somebody that wants to gain 10 kilograms of muscle. I've got people that want to lose 10 kilograms of body fat. Whatever that is, you need to go away. There's calorie calculators out there that make a pretty good prediction based off, your, like I said earlier on, your height, and they predict your muscle mass, and they predict your basal metabolic rate, which is how many calories you burn at rest. It's not completely bomb-proof, but it gives you something relatively okay to start things off. Do that. That is step one of your preparation. And then once you've done that, convert that, fire in that calorie, that number, fire in like ChatGPT or something, and just say, give me 4 meals per day with, 15 ingredients. And then ChatGPT gives you a 4 meal plan, and then basically preparation to avoid your emotional outbursts of eating because you're hungry, you're at a party, there's a barbecue. you've got your meals prepped. So when you're hungry or when you're nearing that level where it's like, right, nearly time to eat now, you've got your meals there. It's simple. Like, you could either just take it out of your Tupperware, put it in the pan, warm it up, eat it. 5 minutes. When you have to cook, when you're hungry and you've got bad intentions and you have to cook, and then you've got, hormone food presented in front of you. Your family are all eating this. There's burgers, there's barbecues. It's summer. You're a human. But it could be avoided with this preparation. Now, there's sometimes you're going to let this slip. And that's completely fine. But as long as you can acknowledge that you're not doing anything wrong. Everybody wants to eat these bad foods. However, it'd be extremely hard to want to eat all these bad foods if you had all of this food prepped. Do you know what I mean? So preparation. Do your calorie calculator. Work out the numbers. Convert the numbers into a meal plan. And then batch cook your meals. It saves you so much time. Solution number 2. So what we can do is lift heavy weights. Typically, when people want to lose weight, they do all this cardio training and bums and tums and star jumps in the garden and shite. When you lift heavy weights, the more muscle mass your body has, the increased calories your body burns per day, which is this BMR. When you train your muscles effectively, they are broken down by the movements that you're doing. They will grow in size. They will recover, repair, regenerate. Your joints will get stronger. This will increase your BMR. Your body temperature will improve. Your hormones will be more healthy. All of this stuff. And like I said earlier on, BMR is calories burnt at rest. Weight training is a non-negotiable. Solution number 3, accountability. Weigh yourself daily. Take photos of yourself weekly and write down your workouts. And when I mean write down your workouts, this links into preparation. By knowing exactly what you're going to do in your workouts, log in how much weight you've lifted, log in how many repetitions you are able to conduct in a set, log in whether the set was really easy, really hard, felt great, felt terrible. All of this is you being accountable. You showing accountability for yourself. And there's no getting around this. Because if you let it slip, the numbers are not going to lie. Do you know what I mean? If you constantly find ways to mess it up a little bit and constantly find ways to indulge, the scale weight's just going to show that. Do you know what I mean? So solution number 4, low intensity cardio. Yeah, I get it, your training sessions need to be intense. Your working sets need to be intense for you to gain muscle, improve your BMR, improve the strength of your joints, improve your power, improve your speed. When you're in the gym, you are in control of all the variables. Yeah, I get it. And having the right amount of carbs in your body to facilitate high performance in the gym and then recover from high performance in the gym, yeah, of course. However, this is where people get it hugely wrong, and it's the intensity of their cardio sessions. When you start to up the ante because you feel good and your intensity is 75%, 85%, we are using glucose as our energy source. When we're using glucose as our energy source, we are using food. Glucose is not fat. Oxidative energy system. That will use oxygen and fat. When we start to creep up the intensities, it will then go from fat to glucose and oxygen, like you see on the table. And then when we go up again, it goes, you know what, fuck that. This oxygen's too slow. Just glucose, please. And then when glucose becomes too slow, it uses creatine phosphate system. It sounds mental. But a way you can bring this into your own life is low intensity cardio gets added to your weekly training program when the scale weight doesn't drop. 20 minutes of low intensity cardio per day where your heart rate is in between 120 beats per minute and 130 beats per minute. That will ensure that you stay here. Continuous training, and then you do that for a week, and then you reassess that scale weight 1 week later. What people tend to do usually is they don't see the scale weight drop, they reduce the food massively, then the scale weight drops. Then they do that for another couple of weeks and then give up and burn out. Do you understand what I'm saying with that? So calm down these cardio sessions, because this is the one thing that is probably making a huge difference. Typically people on their fat loss missions prioritize this type of training. No. They prioritize just cardio. They prioritize cardio. Go for a run. Go out on the bike. That's what they prioritize. The intensity's not right. You're not going to lose fat because you're burning carbs. Do you know what I mean? Especially when you're on a road bike. Look at the shape of road cyclists. You know, they're like skinny fat. Because when the wind hits them on an open country road, there is zero chance for them to do oxidative energy system. Yeah, a lot of the time it'll be mixed glycolytic and oxidative, but when they're on a hill, the energy systems cannot stay consistent. Do you know? They just cannot stay consistent. You're then not in control of which energy system gets used. Because let's say they have to, turn on a junction really fast. They're going to go phosphagen system. So road cycling, mint for cardiovascular fitness, but for fat loss, horrendous. Because you just cannot control the intensity. When you can control the intensity on a boring cross trainer or on a boring bike, and every frigging few minutes you check your heart rate, it sounds mental, but that is what's going to lose weight. One of my clients a few days ago was excited in the gym. He had a great leg session, and he was supposed to do 20 minutes of cardio at the end of his leg session. And when I say cardio, I say low intensity cardio. My recommendations to him was an incline walk on the treadmill, a cross trainer, or a bike. For some reason, he went on the Stairmaster. His average heart rate was 155 beats per minute. So 155 is high, probably glycolytic. He's had a bit of a binge on food this week. Because, I don't know, for whatever reason. You know what I mean? I'm not going to pinpoint it to one thing. But all I'm going to say is by overdoing it on the intensity of your cardio sessions, you will become more hungry. And when you're on a calorie restricted meal plan, that is the last thing you want. Do you know what I mean? Gentlemen, at the start of the video, my promise to you was, at the end, you will understand why you train very hard, but still cannot seem to lose body fat. And 4 solutions to those issues. If you enjoyed the video, let us know. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Plenty more of these en route. And let me know your situation as well. Like, what situation are you in? You know, have you been struggling with these issues as well? Give me an insight. And there's a lot of good comments on these videos. You know, I'll help you out. I reply to every message that comes onto the channel, and other people do as well. So If you've got any questions, give us a shout.